Good day, educator. My name is Jakim Koopman and I am presenting my adapted annual training plan for SIPU, a 22-year-old rugby center aiming to secure a provincial starting position. I'm going to give you a quick overview on SIPU. SIPU has good speed and agility but limited strength and flexibility. His frequent hamstring and shoulder strains indicates muscle imbalance and a lack of proper recovery practices. I will be talking about this bar chart that compares SIPU's current fitness test results across performance components like strength, power, speed, agility, and flexibility, which is expected for a rugby center who relies heavily on acceleration and directional movement. Power is moderately developed, but both upper and lower body strength are well below normative values for elite rugby backs. The most concerning areas is flexibility, which is significantly underdeveloped. This limitation is directly linked to his recurring hamstring and shoulder strains, indicating increase in injury risk and limited movement efficiency. Overall, this bar chart clearly shows that although Sipu has solid speed and agility, major improvements in strength and flexibility are required to ensure performance and durability on the field. In this slide, I'll be talking about his strengths and weaknesses. His weaknesses are directly limiting his performance and contributing to recurring injuries. In the slide, I'll be talking about his current plan problems. We're looking at a major issue in Sipu's current training plan. As you can see, this leads to our first big problem, which is underload in key areas. Without strength and mobility work, he's not building enough muscular support or joint stability, which is essential for both power injury prevention in rugby. The second issue is overload in areas he already performs well in, like agility, skill work. Too much repetition without variation can increase fatigue and risk of overuse injury. So, overall, his plan doesn't follow the principle of balance and it doesn't apply progressive overload efficiently. This is why changes are needed to improve total body performance and reduce injury risk going forward. In this slide, we can see the key training principles applied to SIPU's improved program. First, we have progressive overload. We gradually increase the intensity, volume, or complexity each week to ensure constant improvement in strength, conditioning, and skill. Next is specificity. The exercises and drills directly supports rugby demands such as explosive power, core control. In this slide is a line graph represents the adapted annual plan designed for SIPU. We can see a clear structured progression. Training volume increases gradually from January to September. This supports long-term development. Intensity also rises staggerly but slightly lags behind volume to build a solid base first. Both volume and intensity peaks around September, aligning with competition or performance phase. A planned tape follows, decreasing both load intensity to allow recovery, maintaining performance, and prevent burnout. The structured prioritize ensure SIPU avoids undertraining early in the year, prevents overtraining during peak, and optimizing performance when it matters most. On this slide, I'll be talking about his weekly microcycle. The training structure is specifically tailored to Sipo's needs. Our main goals are to increase. Tuesdays focuses on skill and agility work combined with coordination and support for game specific performance. Wednesday Saturdays is a speed and plyometric based session to enhance explosiveness and short sprints performance. Key requirements for. And finally, Sundays is fully dedicated to rest and rehabilitation, ensuring proper recovery so Sipu can come back the following week stronger. Overall, this weekly plan combines overload, specificity, and recovery, giving Sipu the best chance achieve his target of earning the starting position while reducing injury risk. And in this slide is his expected outcomes. Strength increase bench plus 25 to 30%, squats plus 30 to 40%, improved flexibility reducing muscle strain. In conclusion, this adapted plan resolves key limitations in Sipu's strengths, mobility, and recovery. It applies evidence-based of principles to improve Sipu's performance while minimizing injury risk. Thank you for listening. That is the end of my presentation.